Okay, let's hop into the next question. This one's a little bit more random. So, what would you do if you could live forever?
Mm. Dude, I would love to be a personal stylist.
Like
That'd be
clothing?
so much fun. Like one of my favorite things to do is take like friends, family, whatever, like to clothing stores and have them. I challenge them to choose something in the store that's like 1 degree away from what they would choose. Like it's like just a little bit outside their comfort zone. Like that's one of my favorite things to do because it's like exposes them to like something new that they wouldn't have considered trying, and once
Yeah.
they like buy that thing, then the next time they come around with me and go shopping, then it's like, all right, let's go 1 degree from that, and like before you know it, like after a couple of shopping sessions with them, it's just like their wardrobe is looking different, like, and it's like a whole different vibe of confidence and everything. So I would love to be a personal shopper or like some sort of personal stylist or whatever. Like that would be a lot of fun. um I would obviously love to continue useful school. I've got ideas on like how the future could look like. And you had actually mentioned that, so let me get back to that really quickly. I would love to do more classes. I would love to like it would be sick to do like some sort of like alternative to college
That would
in
be
some sort of
sick.
way. Like that would be
Yeah.
really interesting. Like I don't know how many years it would be, but let's say like a 2 to 4 year program would be
Yeah.
cool. A K through 12 kind of thing would be super dope. Whether it's like a legitimate like substitute to like an 8 hour a day type of thing, or it's
Yeah.
like an after school program or something like that would be really sick. That'd be really cool. Um, what else would I do if I could live forever? Okay, so would I age? Like, am I aging in this?
No, we'll say no. Where you're locked in at where you are right now.
I'm locked in.
Locked in.
Okay, got you. Um, I'm working on this right now, and my goal is to just perform just once in 2023. Like, I want to do a live, semi improvised, like, dance music project where, like, I'm like DJing and triggering samples and stuff, but I have, like, a trumpet player, sax player,
Oh.
maybe a vocalist on top, and, like, they're, like, improvising on top of that. Like, that would be sick. Like, I'm a huge fan of house music and techno. So like
Okay.
doing something like that would be super dope. Um, Underground Resistance is like a huge inspiration. I mentioned it earlier. They like do some really cool performances sometimes where they do like all the musicians generally like get up on stage and they perform live and stuff. It's
It's sick.
incredible. So that's like inspiration of mine. Those are. I'm trying to look around right now and see if I can think of anything else. Oh, if I could live forever, I would finish reading all these books. Like I bought a bunch of these books, and also like I have a bunch of records down here too. Like I
Yeah.
would like want to just like go through all of them. There's a bunch of books I just bought that I would love to just like go through at some point. Let me show you. Let me show you a couple.
Are you like
Um,
most designers where we buy a bunch of books and never read them?
yeah. Like here's a good example. Like it's still in the plastic. Like what is good
Oh, I've
design?
seen that one.
If not
Yeah.
design, if good. Like that one. Literally in the plastic still. How many female type designers do you know?
Oh, I've never heard of that
Um,
one.
I know many and talk to some. Yeah. Um, I would. I've mentioned this to a few of my colleagues and stuff. Like I don't. The whole thing about male versus female is problematic for me. Like I would say like how many women or and non-binary type designers do you know
Yeah.
instead of female? But that's just something. Oh, this is one of my favorite books. This is We Are Here.
Oh, I've
This
never
one's
seen
super
that
dope.
before.
Visionaries of color transforming the art world. There's some incredible folks in here. Like I got this from Mass Mocha, the art museum in Massachusetts. That was really
Okay.
dope. Um, what other stuff am I looking to do and continue reading? I would say like those are three or four that I would love to just like actually start.
tear through.
There's a bajillion others. There's a bajillion. I can talk about books all day long, but yeah, there's a bajillion others.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Getting back to the stylist, I thought that was interesting. Would you say you have good style?
Hey, the people have said it, not me. The people have said it, not me. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I would say I try. I try my best.
Okay.
I try to. The way I like think about like style for me is, first of all, like I don't like wearing logos.
Okay.
It's pretty rare for me to do that, and if I was to wear logos, then I would like it would have to be like very, I would have to be very judicious about it. So like right now I'm wearing like this that's like kind of a spoof on New York Yankees.
Yeah.
I'm wearing like a pizza shirt, like that's all about New York. But generally speaking, I'm like my shoes, my shorts, my shirts, like other accessories and accoutrements, all that stuff is like logo-less pretty much. So and I like doing that because like I want, if I'm gonna rep a logo, like I would want to know the creator. I would want to know like all these things about it.
Who are you supporting and like what are you supporting?
Sometimes you just don't know. So like I like really want, because when I go purchase something, like I'll ask a lot of questions, right? Like some of the places I go to shop, like I'll ask, some specifics and stuff like that about some of the stuff, because I want to feel really good. I want to feel good about the stuff I purchase. I'm like in a buy less, buy better scenario right now, where I'm like, I like really don't buy anything right now unless I like really, really need it. So that's where I'm at right now, and I have like a bag of clothes that have like really cool things on them or within them or something, but I don't want to wear the entire thing, so I'm working on like cutting it up and then sewing it on to something else and like kind of making that stuff like remix. So like doing some upcycling stuff I'm pretty stoked about.
Fire.
But yeah, and I'll go to stores all over New York if I am going shopping for something. I'll go all different price ranges and things like that, but it's very, very rare now that I'm like buying clothes. I'm trying to make everything that I currently have my own.
I love that. That's how I want to get, like, I really want to get into screen printing, and like some of the ideas I have, I'm trying to figure out the process of it. But I would love to wear my own stuff because I know what I'm about versus wearing like what other people's stuff is about. So yeah, that's sick. I love that.
And what's challenging about, and one of the reasons why like I haven't like started like a useful school merch line, like a bunch of like students and be like, when's the merch coming out? Like I would love to rock it, blah blah blah. I would love to do that, but like I would want to make sure that like the supply chain
is clean,
is ethical, or as ethical as it can be. Like I would also want to make sure that the stuff isn't too expensive, because in an ideal world I would love to have the merch be like pay what you can, similar to like how the classes are. Like that would be really great. I'm not sure if that would be possible, but that'd be cool. And in order to make that happen, I can't make every t-shirt $200 or something, right?
No.
Like that would just be like make no sense. So I'm like trying to like make sure that I'm able to balance, quality, ethics, and all of that stuff that goes into it. But yeah, at some point it'd be dope to come out with a merch line. I've got some ideas, and it's gonna be sick.
If you want to chat about it, I'm always down. Like that's my new interest. Yeah. Because I do want it to be ethical, but I also like I'm artist to the core, so I want it to be like good quality. I want you to be able to like take this shirt and be able to put it in something and hang it on a wall, because that's how like good it's put together. So yeah, I'm so down for that.
I've always like, I had this idea a little while ago, like where I would love, instead of like putting my clothes like in a drawer or something like that, like I would love to have like whatever's in rotation like that week, like I would love to hang it up and like it's like displayed really beautifully, like in a nice frame, and then like, so instead of like pulling out a drawer, like I'm like opening up like this beautiful like glass pane, and then I'm like grabbing it and then I'm putting it. So it's like because I think of a lot of my clothes that I have like as wearable art. So like I would want to like,
that's fire. Like, that's fire. I love
sick,
that.
Dude, right?
Yeah.
So it would be sick. Like I'm looking at it right now, like I'm looking at some of my clothes right now, but like I would love to like put that stuff in like a dope frame, and like every week or whatever, I would like rotate them out, and I would have like the next 5 things or whatever that are hanging up.
That brings new respect to clothing, because like that's the problem with it, right? It's like unethical, it's fast fashion, but that brings respect to it where you're like, I'll put this on display in my house. Like in my living room, you got my shirt that I love the most. Like that's sick.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm about. That's what I'm about right now. Like it'd be sick. Like going back to your previous question, like if I was to live as long as I could, and stay like in like my current state, like it would be really sick to explore like more stuff related to fashion, related to styling, things like that. Because I think there's a lot of opportunity to like make some dope stuff there.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard of the show Hype. I've been obsessed with it. Like they have 2 seasons on HBO Max, and I've watched them both. We'll probably rewatch them, but street fashion and like it's just so like hard to me. Like it has so much emotion to it and like so much culture and so much, it just feels so black to me that I'm so drawn to it right now. So fashion is definitely like on my list to like, hey, how can I kind of move over there and understand how that kind of works? So
yo, dude, that's dope. It would be sick to see like your like what you do next, like with your fashion stuff. Like I'd be super down. I'll rep it. Let me know.
Oh shoot, now I got to do it. Like
let me know. Like no bullshit, but like the way I started USO school, like I was just like I just put a date on the calendar. I was like December 8th. That's when I'm announcing it. Yeah. And I just worked backwards, like figuring out like, all right, what do I need to do to get done or whatever. And it forced me to make decisions that I otherwise would not have made. Like it forced me to be like, all right, let me, instead of building this huge platform that host all these videos and it's like TikTok, Instagram thing that I talked about before, like just scale it down. Like let's just build a couple of pages on Webflow. Let's do a school that's virtual instead of in person. Like let's do a pay what you can instead of this and that. So like, yeah, if you just like say, yo, I'm just gonna like launch a line by September 30th and my goal is just to like launch one shirt, you know, it'll force you to like make decisions that you might not have thought you needed to make at the time. So you might end up spending like 3 weeks just looking for like a good source for like a clothing source rather than maybe like a decade. Right?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, and then what you could do is like you could spend those 3 weeks, and then like as you're doing that, then you're like also like looking for art like you might want to do like feels that good, and then you might and be like, oh, never mind, that this supplier doesn't feel right. Let me go to the next one. And then you're like looking at Reddit forums, like find like other suppliers. Then you're asking like your favorite clothing brands where they get their supply from. Like you can do like all these like kind of like scrappy things that feel really good and fun. And like, yeah, it just makes it happen. But yeah, September 30th, let me know.
My ADHD brain loves that. Now I don't have to think about what I'm supposed to be doing today.
Yeah.